Hello everyone, my name's FlareBlitzed and welcome back to Aokana. So tell me, have you gotten more used to flying now? I asked Kirishana-san. We're flying together hand in hand, just like yesterday. Yep, I'm all good today. Are we sure? She gives a couple nods and directs a joyful smile at me. Glad to hear that. I'm looking forward to seeing how you do after school then. I won't disappoint. Enthusiasm at 100. So yeah, this is Asaka Kirishina, a transfer student who will be joining our class study today. Introduce yourselves to everyone. My name is Asaka Kirishina. I just moved here from the mainland and there are lots of things I still don't know, so I'd appreciate your help. Is there going to be some teasing, I imagine? I see, so you've fallen in love with grav shoes, eh? Yes, I have. I've been flying with Hinata-san and Misaki-chan since yesterday. Oh, Misaki was with you too? That's nice. Huh? Oh, yeah. Looks like a particularly severe case of blood pressure today. There's no point trying to talk to her this early. Nah, she's a bit like an owl. Only comes out at night. So it seems. I've brought this along today. And what would that be? A textbook? People don't tend to think about theory when flying, which makes it hard to keep all the rules and laws in mind. That's why I went and grabbed this from the library. Sounds like you just went there and took off with it. What do you mean? Don't tease me. No, I didn't. I borrowed it the normal way, through the normal protocols, without that cheeky look on your grin. I decided that today we would only fly after a lesson on the theory of flight, its history, grav shoes, terminals, and all that jazz. And here we are again, flying through the air. We're walking in the air. How old do you need to be to use grav shoes? 7. However, you must be 13 to fly anywhere other than a specific zone. Yep, correct. Amazing. Yay! Kirishina-san doesn't seem all that great when it comes to actually flying, but she's been absorbing the rules and laws like a sponge. A good sponge, that is. I guess she's really interested in it. Next question. There are no questions left. Really? That sucks. You sure there aren't any other questions? Gotta say, you have an impressive memory. That's a pretty amazing talent. No, it's just that I never forget anything when it comes to things I like. I can't remember much about stuff I'm bad at. Seems awfully convenient. Feels like it suits her perfectly though. So, do you have any questions at all? It's not really a question, but can I make a request? Depends on what it is. I'd like to learn more about all of you, since we're spending a lot of time together and all. Oh, that's what you meant. She had me confused for a second there. Oh. Okay, let's do a Kuna Island Misaki Senpai Okay, for goodness sakes, Mishira. You're already great at interrupting things, Arasaka. Huh? Where's Misaki-chan? I was devotedly tending to her, but she told me to leave her alone. That's strange. Do you ever think you're going overboard? Misaki-senpai's heart is very delicate. It's far too complicated for ordinary people to understand, of course, yes. You can't put a positive spin on just about anything, can? The way I see it, she's just moody. Well, what do you say? Shall we do the Aokana Island Misaki-senpai quiz? No! You're really pushing that for that quiz, aren't you? I was about to say you're really pushing that far for a quiz. How unusual. Normally she'd want to keep everything to herself. I'd love to try that quiz. I want to learn more about Misaki-chan. Just make sure you don't focus on the quiz more than flying. Yeah, it'll be fine. You say that now. I really doubt it. So I'll just join them just to be safe. Alright, so both of you are participating. I wonder which of you will survive. Okay, you don't have to make that face. Huh? One of us is going to... Arasaka seems pumped. I guess because it's about Misaki. Here comes the first question. Ta-da! We're gonna save beforehand just in case if this is multiple choice. She's even thrown in sound effects. Honestly, Aosaka sounds about ready to explode with joy. As you know, Misaki-san senpai's birthday is on... Huh? As we know? When is it? I've got no clue. Hey, don't interrupt me. You can at least let me finish. Listen, you're expecting us to know way too much specific stuff about her. Really? Yeah, probably because you follow her everywhere, so therefore you would know a lot about her. Just because you say it's basic to you doesn't mean that it's basic to everyone else. If you can see my expression right now, I am profounded, Miss Shearer. I don't follow her like some sort of cult, cult follower, and she's somehow the cult leader. You can't be serious. That's scary. By the way, the answer to the question is they ravaged her grandma's vegetable garden. Now I'm super curious what the question was. Yes, you give out the question. So, you give out the answer, but what is the question? Okay, moving on to question number 2. Ah, she's moved on. Wait, Arasaka. I stop her. Yes, what is the matter, Hinata-senpai? You've already exposed our Misaki IQ, so you should be satisfied. But tell me, Arasaka, as someone who prides herself in being a Misaki master, do you truly understand her? What are you trying to get at? If you can answer whatever random Misaki questions we throw at you, then that will make you a true Misaki master, don't you think? Huh? But we wouldn't even know the answers to those questions. Yeah, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure out if she's giving the right answers based on how she speaks. That's very vague. Fine, I should accept that unreasonable challenge. I see. I know I'm the one who suggested it, but I'm surprised she's actually playing along. Here we go then. No point asking abstract questions that make it easy for her to lie. We'll go with some standard ones. What is Misaki's favourite food? Obdon and bamboo shoots. Misaki-chan's hobbies. Eating, getting taught things by her grandma, and lately making delicious pickled food. Okay, and then what about... Sorry, then what are 3? My 3 sizes plus 11, 7, and 12. Huh? Don't you think I can answer that? More like I ask myself why you answered that question. I mean, come on, you really shouldn't have. I can't help but gulp as I think about her answer. I don't think one-sidedly bombarding me with questions is very fair, so I'm going to ask a question again. With that, Arasaka turns toward Misaki and... Misaki-senpai, if I were to ask you to name the person you love, or well, not love, but at least like, then you would obviously answer... Great, here she is. Masaya! Huh? What? Me? Come over here for a sec. No, Misaki is waving me over. I'm sure it was a total coincidence that she said my name right there. I mean, that's the only possibility, but... It was the worst time imaginable. I fly over to Misaki. Misaki, you may not have meant anything by that, but your timing was real bad. Forget that. Tell me, are you trying to get information about me out of that girl? No, not at all. Damn, she noticed. Well, not like it matters. What? I'm positive Kurashina-san raised her voice just now because Misaki's leaning in towards me. I instantly pull away from her in order to keep our anti-gravity fields from repelling each other. Misaki pays my effort no heed as she smiles mischievously and speaks up, obviously. I kind of like you after all. Kind of. That doesn't mean I love you though. Of course, we have to work our way up the ladder to earn our stripes. After all, this is a dating sim visual novel. Did you have to whisper the second part? Indeed. I'll look over in the direction of the other 2 girls. What? No way! One of them looks dead on her feet. She looks like she is falling out from a plane into the sea. What am I supposed to do about her? How about you have someone teach you how to handle girls tomorrow, coach? Are you saying we can't handle girls, for goodness sakes? We can't handle other people, Misaki. Oh, sorry about that. Let me make it up to you by teaching you something important. Go right ahead. Come on, give me an easy way to calm down Arasaka. The full first question was, on her birthday, the 16th of April, she came to despise wild boars. What is the reason for that? That's useless. Okay. We parted with Misaki and Arasaka and are now on our way back. Our second day of training is set to end once we land on the terminal near where we both live. Considering it's only her second day, it's almost unbelievable how much she's improved. Or, as you say about... No, maybe I spoke too soon. She's flying exactly as you'd expect. Oh no. Ah. Okay, spoke too soon again. Even a toddler would be better at flying on their second day. Man, I can be pretty rude sometimes. Looks like she's still struggling. The reason she isn't too down on herself after her repeated failures may be because she's stubborn. That's the conclusion I reach as we enter the airspace above our neighborhood terminal. I'm positive that her hard work will lead to results in the not so distant future. Much like with anything, when you're fully committed to it, you're going to yield results sooner or later. Coach! Kirishina-san's can-do attitude actually makes me believe that. What's up? Or what's down? I was getting ready to land, but I failed to maintain my posture. You mean, I'm gonna fall? Oh no! Don't go saying something like that in such a cheerful voice. What is with that now? Rather than falling, she's starting to swerve in random directions. Calm down, Kirishina-san. Everything's gonna be fine. Even if you make a mistake, it's almost impossible to really lose control. There's no real way to crash when we're floating about so casually. Remember what I taught you yesterday, okay? You just have to calm down a little. But I have no idea where to even begin. Just take it from the top. Quit thrashing your legs and align your heels. After that, I have to steady myself and calm my breathing. Right, you're doing good. She's clearly flustered, but is still managing to work through the steps I taught her. There are two things to worry about in this situation. The first is losing sight of your surroundings out of sheer panic and hitting something after you've landed. And the other one is... Sheesh! That other possibility is currently approaching the terminal. This is bad. Someone could get hurt. I'm talking about colliding with another person here. Or more specifically, the recoil from the repulsive force that prevents people from actually colliding. It generally only lasts a short while, but in that time a person cannot control their grav shoes. Seems luck isn't on our side as Kirishina-san flies off towards the approaching individual. Is she yielding? I'll say yielding there. Pretty impressive. Since I doubt she's doing it on purpose. Wait, maybe it's just a prolonged scream. And in response to that... Huh? The approaching person makes no move to dodge her. Don't tell me they haven't noticed her. Ah! I hurriedly position myself to help them. But... Huh? The person I was expecting her to collide with apparently has a clear grasp on our situation. Through! After dropping their speed, they come to a halt at a safe spot. Seems they're waiting to see how things develop. They have a composed posture, which shows they're ready to step in should... This sentence doesn't make any sense! There's no doubt in my mind. Kirishina-san, who has finally regained control of her grav shoes, has a puzzled expression on her face. I'm not sure whether she doesn't understand how close she was to a disaster or she's just shocked. And in response, the figure hurriedly approaches Kirishina-san. Are you okay? Things happen so fast I have no time to digest everything. It's our neighbor! Coach, look! You've gotta see this! Yeah, I'm watching. I told her today's practice session would last until we reach our neighborhood terminal. I assume she's taken that in the strict sense, meaning until she lands, which is why Kirishina-san is still flying around. She must really enjoy flying. Well, nothing wrong with that. And here is Rika. Honestly, the situation over here is a lot more of a problem for me. Yeah, after yesterday's incident with the curtains and all that. Yep, she hates me. Well, can't blame her after what happened last night. I may not have done anything wrong, but Ichino-san is still a victim. However, we've been floating around awkwardly for a while now. The conversation isn't moving forward at all, and so I make up my mind and forge ahead. Sorry about that. Oh no, I'm equally to blame of what happened yesterday. I acted carelessly. No, I wasn't talking about that. Huh? Ah. Oh no. The sight of her expression changing so quickly is quite amusing. Unfortunately, she turns away in a huff. Well, I guess I can apologize about yesterday later. I'm apologizing for Kirishina-san's reckless flight. See, she only flew for the first time yesterday. Oh, so that's why she's... No, forget it. Pretty sure, so that's why she's... wouldn't have been followed by any words of praise. I direct a weary smile at her as she slumps her shoulders. It's alright. Can't say you're wrong, really. Still, I wouldn't want to say something about... She's not our girlfriend, she's just a friend, for goodness sakes. Wait, what? I see, so that's why you apologized for her instead of what happened yesterday. Hey, is it just me, or did you make up a whole story in your head? This is going in a bad direction. It's your responsibility... She's not our girlfriend. It's your responsibility as her boyfriend to teach her how to fly. That's literally what I'm doing. I'm teaching her as kindly and thoroughly as I can. No way, you've got the wrong idea here. It'll be too late if she gets into a real accident. You're right, but the thing is... Unlike you, it was a first for me. Huh? She suddenly says in a stiff voice. That was the first time a guy's... Oh, really now? It was a first for me too. Coach! Coach! Did you see that just now? I managed to fly in a super straight line. Why are you looking at her? Coach? Gotcha, I'll be watching now. I'll make sure not to miss it again. Ichino-san's eyes have been feeling... What do you mean have been feeling an awful lot like a daggers? I'd be thinking I had to apologise for having been so careless. I just kept thinking about it over and over, even though I wanted it out of my mind. The sense of embarrassment and regret wouldn't go away. But I see you, on the other hand. She's not our girlfriend, Rika, for goodness sakes. Look, there was no flirting. Listen. It's okay. Ichino-san directs a smile at me. I'm not bothered by it anymore. I won't make a problem out of it for you either. Okay, protagonist, first of all, why don't you just clear the air that she's not your girlfriend, for goodness sakes? Like, you keep avoiding the question, or you keep avoiding answering the question, for goodness sakes. Is it too late to apologise for what happened yesterday? Oh no, you don't have to. After all, there isn't anything you have to apologise for. I feel like you're misunderstanding things. Oh, how? It's not like I ever meant to downplay what happened. Quit shoving the eerie smile in my face. Anyway, I'm really sorry about what happened last night. Please stop. You shouldn't talk about how you saw... Okay, she's not our girlfriend. Okay, now that's definitely a misunderstanding. Ichino-san's stiff smile doesn't leave her face at all. Nothing I did or said worked. Eventually I was forced to head home without fixing things with her. You could just tell her that she's not... anyways, we're moving on. This is very cringy. This really sucks. I want to ask about her flying and confirm that her uniform is from Takafuji's Academy's Island branch. Really now. Okay, day 3. You okay? All good. Since yesterday's training session ended in failure, I went ahead and decided to take a long distance trip today. The view is great, but it's still a little scary for me. This trip consists of circling Kunahama Island, a pretty standard basic course. And I'm letting Kirishina-san fly by herself instead of using paired flight. Let me know right away if you start having problems. I'll give you time to collect yourself. Okay. Her slightly wobbly flight brings a weary smile to my face. but when I compare it to the first day, she's definitely improved. I think. Keep your hands parallel and your legs straight. Keep your hands parallel and your legs straight. Keep repeating those words. Has she? Has she been doing that? I was so nervous. After flying around for a while, we decided to take a break on a beach we spotted earlier. Here, take this. I hand Kirishina-san a soft drink I brought. Thanks. How much was it? It's fine. Think of it as a reward for flying properly today. Ah, wow, that makes me even more happy. Thank you. Kirishina-san immediately opens the lid and savors the drink I got her. I sit down next to her and gaze at the scenery in front of me as I down the drink I got for myself. I haven't flown anywhere other than school in a long time. To be honest, I don't have any fond memories of flying, but I actually enjoyed it today. I'm surprised. Look there, Hinata-san. Can you see that? Is that a lighthouse or something on that mountain? Huh? Where? Over there. Look where I'm pointing. It may be a little hard to spot because of the water, but please do your best to find it. I guess all thanks to this eternally joyful girl. Hey, Kirishina-san. Oh, it really is hard to see, huh? Did you just say my name? Yeah, I did. Looks like she doesn't notice what's going on around her once she focuses on something. What is it? Well, just thought that you seem to be enjoying yourself. Really? Yep. You looked happy all day. Oh, yeah, you're right. She makes a bit of a surprised expression. Gotta admit, that has me a little curious. Kirishina-san looks to the other side and touches her cheeks with her index finger as she speaks. You see, there's actually a bit of a reason for that. And that is, there's something someone taught me a long time ago. Seeing the way I am now, it may be hard for you to imagine, but I used to be a very shy, introverted kid. Yeah, definitely can't imagine that. Come on, tons of people were different as kids, Kirishina-san says solemnly, puffing up her cheeks all the while. Back on topic, I was talking about this docile, feeble girl, right? Well, you definitely just made yourself seem a whole lot more pitiful there. But that's how you're supposed to picture it, okay? Look, just try to imagine that type of girl. Okay, got it. I let loose a knowing smile and do as she says. It's pretty cliche, but I picture a girl with a white one-piece dress and straw hat standing in a meadow. Damn, that's way too cliche. It's too embarrassing to mention to others, even. Still, what can I do if that's what comes to mind? That girl was unable to speak to anyone. Okay, and... Then, when she was wallowing in the depths of despair, another kid of the same age gauntly appeared, moved toward her and said, "Let's play together." Oh wow, so a prince showed up on his white horse. That'd be more cliche than what I imagined. Right. That's what anyone would expect. However, there was more to it. You bet, believe it or not. That prince was actually a girl. Oh, too bad. She talked like a boy and her voice was a little husky, but her long hair and pretty face was unmistakable. I see. Too bad you didn't get a real prince. Actually, I feel a bit relieved. Yeah, as the say goes, would you rather have a heterosexual affair or a homosexual affair? Naturally, I keep that to myself. But the answer is neither, by the way. I mean, I don't want her to think I'm into her or anything. And what? Well, what happened next? Oh, right. I almost ended the story with that dreamlike moment. Well, if you want to end it right there, that's fine by me. I can't. I haven't reached the important part yet. That was just the end of part 1. How many parts are there to this? Breathing heavily with excitement, she goes on. Let's move to part 2. So, the girl didn't even open her heart to that prince. Or princess. That's one tightly sealed heart. Oh yes, her shy nature had grown over the years. After all, pulling her out of her shell would have taken a lot of strength. However, that princess simply spoke to the girl. And what'd she say? If you just make yourself believe you're having fun, then you'll find everything in the world fun. What? If you've been secluding yourself this whole time, then there's twice as much fun waiting for you out in the world. From that moment on, everything started to feel fun to that introverted girl. That princess said some interesting things. Right, I've lived by those words ever since. Okay, that's probably going a bit too far. Still, I understand that a defining experience in your childhood can shape your life. In my case, that worked in a negative way though. Oh, but flying is just plain fun. Pure fun. I don't know. You seemed pretty scared earlier. Well, yeah, I was. But I had you by my side, so I wasn't too worried. Kirishina-san smiles sweetly. You're welcome. My face starts to burn out of embarrassment, so I take a big gulp of my drink. Honestly, I've been relying on you a lot the last 3 days. You sure about that? Absolutely. I'm glad you're willing to spend your free time teaching me. Kirishina-san directs a quick bow at me like she always does. Why are you putting so much effort into teaching me how to fly? That's because... Ah, ha ha ha. A choice. Our first choice, mind you. Also like how the mouse moves on like choices that you make. Because our mouse is currently over the 4th save slot. But now it's over the overwrite the save yes slot. So that's a thing. Choices. Because Miss Kagami asked me to. She's the one who put me up this. After all. Oh, of course, I mean Miss Kagami is very kind, but I imagine she's very scary when she gets mad. I know, right? But the fact is, she's terrifying. Just the other day, I proceed to tell Kurashina-san a story that Ao-san could never know I repeated. I have to say, though, it's crazy that grav shoes let you fly freely with such simple controls. Yeah, the person who invented them is a genius. 3D soaring through the sky, that's something one could only dream of previously, but now it's just another part of our world. I've grown used to it by now, but honestly, the absurdity of it still amazes me. That's right, life with grav shoes is like something out of a fantasy world, but it's actually real. No, it's not actually real. It's always been like that. I've been remembering them a lot over the past 3 days. I can't help but recall the days when I was soaring through the sky and cutting through the wind. Back then, I was certain I was flying to heights yet unknown. With how convenient they are, I'm sure people can use them for all sorts of things, like for instance. Honestly, it may only be natural that things are moving in this direction. Try as I might to avoid it, this would have eventually come up in one of our practice sessions. I think a sport that uses grav shoes would be really fun. Ah, I almost dropped the bottle I'm holding. Luckily, I hurriedly squeezed the bottle before agreeing in a slightly hoarse voice. Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, you agree? I bet it would be tons of fun. Figured it'd come to this. I mean, she wouldn't have said what she did earlier otherwise. Miss Kagami, are you scheming something? Huh? I'm talking about the whole flying instructor thing. Figured you have some specific reason to make me teach Kurashina-san. Aoi-san suddenly forms her usual grin. Oh, and why is that? Well, I can see some similarities. Whatever do you mean? I realize she's trying to make me talk, but also know there's no point beating around the bush. Between Kurashira-san and me. Whew. Her grin changes to a lonely smile. See, you aren't the only one who felt nostalgic. Aoi-san pokes the mug on the table, then proceeds to run her finger along the rim. Though she's looking in my direction, it doesn't seem like she's staring at me. Masaya, you know I can't just give up on a generational talent. I don't want to talk about that again. Well, I don't care what you want. I'll keep bringing up as long as you have that talent within you. Before I know it, she isn't smiling anymore. I don't want to force you into it or anything. However, let me tell you this. I'm still waiting for you. I am now, and I always will be. For what? For what exactly? Then silence reigns once more. I doubt it lasted longer than 10 seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. I'll be taking my leave now. It's almost time for me to start coaching. Coaching, huh? That has a nostalgic ring to it. Excuse me. Hinata-san? Hinata-san? Sorry. Jeez, I was wondering what happened because you were all silent. Kiyoshina-san's expressions her anger like a child throwing a tantrum as she puffs up her cheeks. Did I say anything strange? No, not at all. What a relief. I was worried I said something that killed the mood. Temporarily, she smiles cheerfully. Sorry, I'm lying to you. I apologise to her in my mind. I mean, my personal problems have nothing to do with her. That trauma is mine alone. I can't get her involved in it. Alright, I guess it's about time to head back. The sun is setting, which means twilight is fast approaching. It'll be a lot more difficult to fly back without guidelines soon. However, that somewhat wistful atmosphere is torn apart by... Okay, is this going to be Masaki? The hell? Eek! A loud laugh fills the air. What was that? Didn't it come from over there? I direct my eyes over to where Kiyoshina-san points, and as I look over I spot a guy and a girl who seem to be in the middle of an argument on the beach. Let's hurry, we have to break up their fight. Huh? Seriously? I hurriedly follow Kiyoshina-san, who runs off towards them without skipping a beat. You're getting what you deserve, opposing me, the mighty Shatuin, as foolish as trying to outswim sharks in the Pacific Ocean. Damn it, god damn it. A strange scene unfolds before us. What is going on in this particular moment, for goodness sakes? Like, seriously. There's a pretty girl with blonde hair and a muscular guy on his knees who's prostrating himself before her. The girl called herself Satuin. No idea what characters her name is written with, but is she a foreigner? I don't know the name of the guy. Only thing I can tell from this distance is that he's jacked. The two of us are watching the situation unfold from bushes that are about 10 meters away from them. What's going on there? A duel? I'm surprised it's the first thing that came to your mind. My dad reads a bunch of manga with fights in them. Oh, something's happening! I return my gaze to them just in time to see Satuin-san start to speak. Shinen-san. Was it? Oh, great. Was this gonna be a boat? A boat. Seems like the broader guy is Shinen. Both of them have pretty unusual names. With your old-fashioned style, you have no hope of even ever defeating me. Damn it, that's not true. There's no way that's true. Oh, okay, I get it now. I finally realised what's going on as I listened in on their conversation. Hinata-san? Doesn't seem like they were in a fight. Feels more like they were competing somehow. Yeah, they were actually. While I was about to answer Kiyoshina-san, I got interrupted by the girl who called herself Shatuin. Shatu Meijin Shizuki is one of the most common names in our country, but my name contains the noble in suffix. There isn't a single person at Kiyohama Academy who could possibly defeat me in a Flying Circus match. Oh, great. You just had to bring that up, didn't you? For goodness sakes. The sport of this island with these graph shoes. Flying Circus. It's a world-renowned sport that makes use of grav shoes, and it just so happens to be the most popular sport here in Shitu City. But above all else, Flying Circus. Kirishina-san repeats the name of the sport hesitantly. Well, we've learned more about her name. That's your biggest takeaway? What's the big deal with the in suffix anyway? Why is she talking it up so much? I don't get it. Very well then, since you've lost, your school has forfeited the privilege of using it. Really now? Anything but that? I was graciously enough to give you 10 tries. From now on, having lost the right to use it, you are to call Kurihama Academy an academic statute. Feel the shame of your defeat each and every time you use it. There's no one could use such a silly name. You're acting most pathetic for a senior, Shino-san. I don't exactly what's going... I don't get what exactly is going on here myself. I don't exactly get what's going on, but it seems like Shino in person is from our school. And since she said he's a senior, that also means he's a year older than me. Well, I've literally no idea what all of this stuff about losing the last 2 letters of our school name means, though. I want to help him, but does it have to be FC of all things? I'm at a loss. Should I step in? Hey, over here! Huh? Kirishina-san suddenly stands up and yells at the haughty girl as I hesitate. Hey, who goes there? Wait. The sudden appearance of a new challenger has both the surprised. Oh, a cheerful smile that doesn't fit the situation as all forms on Kirishina's face as she speaks. You just said Kurihama Academy has no one who could defeat you, right? Well, I am a Kurihama student, so I take offense to that. How about you try me on for size? She can't be serious. What are you thinking, Kirishina-san? I never expect another challenge to appear. Fine, if you're that confident, I'll return those last 2 letters should you win. Huh? You're going to face me? Surprisingly, she appears to be willing to take her up on her offer. Hold on, there's no way this will work. I'll take it you have experience with Flying Circus. No, this is the first time I've ever heard of it. Huh? I only just flew on my own for the first time today. You better stop messing around. What do you think you're facing? Who do you think you're facing? Great, now she's peeved. I knew this would happen. Someone who has next to no experience flying can't possibly face a Skywalker. For goodness sakes, you have to make a Star Wars reference there. Who's equipped with FC grav shoes. I'll apologize on her behalf. Please forget she ever... You left through no other choice, then I'll teach you. Huh? You're still going through with it? Well, thanks, I really appreciate it. Oh, for goodness sake, she didn't realise how awkward this situation is, actually. I assumed Kirishina-san's experience meant her challenge was going nowhere, but boy was I wrong. Good grief. Why do I have to do this? Nice, lovely. She pulls a whiteboard out of God knows where, because in games you can just simply whip something out of nowhere. Then begins a lecture. Ah, okay. Normally, Flying Circus matches are conducted in a 300-meter square that's formed over the sea. They're always 1 versus 1, the player who collects the most points within 10 minutes wins. Okay. How to score? Number 1, touching your opponent's back. Number 2, touching a buoy. However, since you have no flying experience, we'll go with 2 buoys and a 5-minute time limit. Okay. That's all. Do you have any questions? Feel free to ask me anything. After all, it is extremely complex. It's fine, I understand. But really? But it took me half a year to learn the rules. Saturin-san continues to grumble, but eventually lets up and speaks properly. Okay, we'll begin in 5 minutes. Make sure to warm up while you can. Yeah, get some star jumps in and everything like that. I can't believe this is happening. I check Kirishina-san's shoes and adjust them for FC use. However, there's already a massive handicap in place since she's using normal shoes instead of FC ones. I'm sorry for getting you two involved. Shuna-san has been apologizing to us over and over the entire time. It's alright. Honestly, hearing about Flying Circus has got me all fired up. Kirishina-san, in contrast, doesn't seem nervous at all. Doesn't really seem nervous at all. In fact, she's so relaxed that she comes off confident. How are you planning on beating her? Maybe she's got some amazing plan in mind. No, I don't. For goodness sakes. Of course. Seriously? You've got no plan? I now realise she's not actually confident at all. It's just that she has no reason to feel fear. Guess I've no choice then. I'll try to guide you as well as I can. So just do as I say. Huh? Do you have experience with Flying Circus? Maybe a little. Oh, if you're going to coach her, use this. He hands me a pair of headsets that are designed for FC matches. With these, it's possible for a player to communicate with someone on the sidelines. I can't lend you my shoes because of size difference, but I can at least let you use these. Thanks, these will come in handy. I immediately attached one of them to my ear, then put the other one on Kirishina-san. Listen up, here's the plan. Okay. I don't even know what to say. I never imagined you'd be using normal school shoes. Yes, we've got ourselves a massive handicap, but for goodness sakes, if we win this, it's gonna be something to speak about in school. I'll try my best with these. Fine, I won't hold back. Shina-san, can you be a referee? Me? Sure. Like I explained earlier, the time limit is 5 minutes. The one who scores the most points wins. I'll be taking one fair and square. Make sure to fight me in a way that won't put your school's name to shame. Got it. Off we go. With that, Sheltering-san flies off ahead of Kirishina-san. Huh? She's already flying? Was that a premature start? What, did she run away? I forgot to mention that you start the first boy. So you start in the air, huh? Alright, then I'll fly off over there too. Fly! Be careful, don't push yourself too hard. I won't. Is this a starting position? You really are an amateur, yes it is. After confirming that they're in position on the left and right side of the first buoy, it's time to begin. I'll be starting the match now. Ready? Likewise. Set. Both of them dash forward as soon as they hear the whistle. Wait! Well, not really both of them. Kirishina-san starts is way too slow to group them together. What is she doing? Satoru-san, on the other hand, assumes a beautiful flying form, effectively reducing air resistance the moment she launches. Alright, that's number 1. 1 point for Shiltrine. She easily outruns Kirishina and successfully touches the second. I'm not really good with sport activities, for goodness sakes. She's good. Seems she isn't all talk impressive. Her form is extremely beautiful. She isn't using any of her finer techniques, but seeing how fast and stable her flight is, I can tell she's quite an advanced skywalker. What's more, it's obvious she's going easy on Kirishina-san. And Kirishina-san's got no chance. Alright, I'll go for the next point now. And she quickly levels out and advances in the direction of the first boy. Naturally, Kirishina-san is in the way, but she's just floating in place, flustered and unsure what to do. Hinata-san, what should I do? I hear Kirishina-san's voice throughout the headset. Stay calm. First, block your opponent's path. How? Spread out your arms and ready your legs to move both left or right. Basically try to act like a goalie in soccer. Like this. Kirishina-san's stance has changed. Right, you then apply pressure to your opponent as you... Do you really think that? Do you really think that you could stop me with such a feeble attempt at defense? Oh no, she's here! Perform a feint and go for her rear. Roger. Right as she presses her, Kirishina-san desperately moves her body, turning sideways and tries to touch her back. Unfortunately, she went past. It didn't work. Satorin-san easily slips past Kirishina-san's hand. I guess it was naive to think that would work. No way! And she effectively touches the first boy. Point for Satorin. Oh, I assumed you were skilled since you dared to challenge me, but I see now that you're nowhere near a worthy opponent. And she laughs loudly, obviously. And sure enough, the match continued to play out in a completely one-sided fashion with her on the offense. Again. She got past me again. Next I know, there's only 1 minute left and Satorin-san has 9 points. Well, then allow me to take point number 10. Coach? When I look up at the sky, all I see is a triumphant noblewoman standing before and an almost crying Kirishina-san. Time out! Time out! When did they start allowing timeouts in FC? In Shogi, Go, and Ophelio, beginners can take some time to consider their next move, right? I suppose you have a point. What an understanding person. Kirishina-san, calm down. Okay. We have no choice. Let's give the thing I mentioned earlier a try. But I can't even fly properly yet. Are you sure I can do it? You're not going to score a single point at this rate. Well... Does that not frustrate you? Honestly, it's probably a bit mean to put it like that. But this is an all too familiar exchange to me. Though back then, the people involved were all different. And because of that, I still remember what he said all at that time. I don't want to lose like this. I want to score at least a single point. Good. That's why I deliberately provoked her. Come on, what's taking you so long? Know that simply giving up at this point is a valid option. Great. She has to be like that in victory, doesn't she? She has to be so snarky and sarcastic. I'm definitely going to get 1 point. Oh my. I quite like people with fire in their eyes. It reminds me of our cute first year. And she makes her hair flutter as she shouts out a response. Very well. Come at me then. I shall prevail and claim those letters for good. They prepare to resume their battle. Alright, I'll start the timer again. There's only 50 seconds left. She'll probably only get one chance. If she lets it slip, time will run out and she'll lose without scoring a single point. Just one. There's only one chance. Start! I shall make this quick. Satorin-san makes her first move as ref blows a whistle. Alright, go for it. Will do. Kirishina-san stretches out her hands and legs upon hearing my signal, then turns face up and climbs about 10 meters. Eventually she floats high above Satorin-san, morphing her body into a crescent shape. Oh my, are you planning on creating an arc to celebrate my triumphant victory? And she unconcernedly continues her flight and is about to pass under the arc Kirishina-san had drawn. Perfect, go now. Okay. Huh? The exact moment Satorin-san's body goes under the arc. Here I go. You can tell I'm not good for sport commentary. Kirishina-san's body straightens out as she starts to descend. That was a trap. Nice, she fell for it. Satorin-san had only been evading attacks from the side this entire time. From that I deduced that she might be weak against vertical attacks. I almost figured she would be overconfident due to her enormous lead, making her careless. Your back is mine. And most importantly, climbs and descents are a lot easier for beginners. Right where it's hardest to dodge. And her movements are as sloppy as I expected. Kirishina-san's hand is rapidly approaching her back. Nice try, but... and she instantly twists her body, trying to evade the attack that was fast approaching from above. And a mere moment before Kirishina-san reaches her back, damn, she dodged! And her hands cut through empty air, and Satoru-san speeds off as if to mock the opponent. No! I guess this is it. Satoru-san keeps her altitude constant as she straightens out her form. Kirishina-san, on the other hand, is rushing towards the water due to all that built-up momentum. No! I inadvertently close my eyes. However, no matter how long I wait, I just don't hear the loud splashing sound of water because she went to save her. Instead, an intense electrical whir resounds. Huh? Upon opening my eyes... Huh? I'm greeted by an unbelievable sight. Satoru-san had definitely dodged the attack. How? And I even saw Kirishina-san diving headfirst toward the water, but somehow she started to climb again, and with those miraculous movements she managed to tag the back that had escaped her moments ago. No way! This can't be! As for the girl who pulled her off... Huh? It doesn't look like it hit her yet. I scored a point? She's gazing down at her other hand with a puzzled look on her face. And while everyone, including Kirishina-san herself, is dumbfounded. Whoa! Amazing, I haven't seen an air kick turn in years! Shina-san alone roars out with joy. An air kick turn? I see. It's a flying circus technique that requires a very high level of skill and above all, exceptional physical abilities. It's an advanced technique that allows an individual to explosively kick off the air to quickly change directions. And this girl just started flying by herself yesterday and managed to pull it off. Unreal. Unreal indeed. I can't believe a girl only started flying yesterday scored a point on me. How shameful. And she is putting on a show for everyone to see. Seems she's not even trying to hide her shock. She's fallen to her knees and is covering her face with both of her hands. Wow, I did it! I really did it! Hey Hinata-san, did you see that? The other girl on the other hand is almost bouncing with joy. Yeah, I did. That was amazing. It was my first match ever, but I managed to score a point. That is pretty amazing. I mean, she wasn't even using FC shoes, and she only just learned rules. Plus, she's got no real flight experience at all. Still, despite all of that, she managed to score a point in a match. That's just insane. Well, that's exactly why. I turned toward her. The shock must be pretty bad. No. This shows that my train is lacking. Yep, she seems really depressed. I approach her to cheer her up some. Satoru-san? But Kirishina-san steps forward and beats me to it. What do you want? If you're planning on mocking me, then... In front of a flinching Satoru-san, Kirishina-san assumes an upright position like a soldier standing at attention. Thank you so much for teaching me about Flying Circus. Then she bends her hips 90 degrees as she bows to her. What? I know it was rude of me to challenge you, so it would have been only natural for you to ignore me, but you took the time to explain the rules to me. This sport is super fun. I'm going to work hard to get better, so I hope we can have another match someday. Wow, she couldn't have put it better. I was worried about what she might say, but that was pointless. Aren't we humble? Very well then, I shall return your school's letters to you as promised. But don't think you've won, you will definitely have to face me again. Yes, it would be my pleasure. Right, situations like these tend to go best when the competitors talk. I used to know that all too well. Just you wait, I swear the name bleh, that I will not let you score a single point next time. You better remember my words. I will not forgive you if you don't. After saying all that, she turns her back to us and flies off. That girl has a strong heart. Normally an active player would be stunned by the turn of events. Looks like she's not as weak as a certain other person I know. Man, that girl was really weird. But really nice too. True. Despite how rude we were being, she still courteously explained the rules to Kirishina-san. She's pretending to be all haughty, but is actually super nice. That's what I mean by weird. Alright, I guess it's time for the two of us to head... Whoa! When I turned toward Kirishina-san, I noticed a giant shadow rapidly approaching me. Wow. You guys! What the... Damn, you startled me. The identity of that shadow is... Of course, him. Thank you, thank you, thank you! Shinan-san, who had been moved to tears by Kirishina-san. That was amazing. You hardly ever get to see such an awesome air kick turn. Oh. Kirishina-san replies, somewhat bewildered. However, Shina-san just nods repeatedly in response. You're a total beginner, yeah? Yes, Hinata-san is still teaching me the basics. I'm nowhere near good yet. And yet you pulled a fat move? That could only mean... Shina-san bends backwards, then shoots his face forwards and screams. You're a prodigy, okay, for goodness sakes. What? You were born with great talent, intuition, and physical abilities. You just have to make use of it. Accept your feet and become a Skywalker. Oh, also, you. What? Me? Great, he's directing his passionate gaze at me now. The strategy you came up with, that accurate advice you were giving, only an experienced Skywalker can manage all that. Yeah. I'd love to fight alongside that big brain of yours. That sounds dumb. However, Shina-san follows up his proposal with words that become the start of our long journey. I want you two to join Kiwahama Academy's Flying Circus Club. What a pain. After that, Kirishina-san and I are forced to listen to Shina-san's rambling. The sun had already set and darkness ruled over the summer night. I'm standing there on the beach, watching the waves silently come and go. Shina-san's passionate words and the lingering trauma within my heart clash, leaving me lost in thought. Sorry about all of that cringy commentary that I did, guys. I'm not very good when it comes to sporty stuff. My vision was filled with blue and white. I'm more in it for the story aspects, the psychological implications of doing these sports rather than the actual actions of the sport itself. Bright light streamed across my face and back as I was baffled by the wind. I was counting down inside my head. If I kept flying at that pace, I'd reach my destination in 3 seconds. I'd gone through the motions countless times already, so the right timing had practically been engraved into my body. 3, 2, 1, now. Here I go. I hunched forward and curled my knees inward. Nice. Then I used my body like a spring to kick off the air with my legs. I did it. I was riding the wind as I leaped forward. The wind that had been crashing into me previously had become my ally. I started counting again. I had a tailwind now, so 2/3 of the previous figure was enough. And so, I went over the final 3, 2, 1 countdown. Goal! I stopped my body instantly as if I'd reached the spot marked on a map. Though there was no actual map to speak of, still I knew I wasn't even a millimeter off. After taking a deep breath, I looked up to find the person I was looking for a short distance away. How'd I do, Aoi-san? I flew over to her and I looked up at her face. I can't believe you made such a good time with an air kick turn mixed in. What, you mean? She flashed a happy smile in response to my question. You did great, kid. That's a new record. Sweet! I jumped for joy upon hearing Aoi-san's words, and Aoi-san simply watched me with a smile. It was a smile that never left her face. Ah. Please, I'm begging you. What now? Well, what is the situation then? The next morning, our classroom is wrapped in unusual atmosphere. This is the first time I met someone like you. Join the FC club and we'll make your talent bloom together. All thanks to Shina-san, of course. I don't know how he found us, but he's here trying to recruit us first thing in the morning. I'm the only member right now, but it'll be fine. We'll be at 3 if you and Hinata join. Hinata-san is going to join? Of course, I'm convinced you two will become an invincible team. He's been like this since yesterday. I need to put a stop to this before it's too late. Shina-san, classes are about to start. Also, it seems like you're really bothering Kirishina-san. I try to cut in on their conversation, but he just ignores me. Isn't there someone else who could stop him? You guys are being pretty noisy this morning. What's all this fuss about? Oh, perfect timing, class rep. You see, this guy's... Iwagi looks at Shina-san and... Oh, big bro. Oh, Madoka. Your siblings? Yep, this is Shinan Iwagi. He's my older brother. Oh gosh, what an unexpected turn of events. I was under the impression Shinan was his last name. Turns out it's his first. Anyhow, Shinan, classes are starting, so you need to leave. Oh, okay. I'll be back again, you two. He walks out of the classroom after making that unsettling announcement. And I bet the class rep has an idea. I see. Guess the promising recruits he was talking about were you and Asuka-chan. He didn't mention any names, so I didn't know. He's already talking about us at home? Yep, it's been a while since I last seen him that excited. Oh, Miss Kagami is here. We'll talk more later. Sure. Looks like all of you are here. I'm starting homeroom then. Aoi-san goes through homeroom as always. Then, during our break, I never would have expected him to be your brother, Madoka-chan. Yeah, that really took me by surprise too. Makes sense, I mean, our names aren't similar at all. Plus, we don't even look alike. I was about to say that as well. Unsurprisingly, the hot topic right now is Aoigi's older brother. I was going to say hotter brother. Was someone here? Morning? Night? Go back to sleep, you. Just go back to sleep. It's not even lunch break yet. Okay. I mean, the low blood pressure Snoop re-enter the land of slumber. It's better that she doesn't get involved. She'd only complicate things. Exactly. Why does he want us to join so badly? Well, our school's FC club was downgraded to a circle because there aren't enough members. Oh, I didn't know. I remember hearing about how clubs and circles work at orientation. You need a certain amount of members to start up a club. If you don't have that, or the member count of an already existing club falls below the requirement, you become a circle. Circles don't get a club room, club advisor, or any funds, so there's not much room to grow after you get stuck with that status. That's why he wants to recruit other members and become an official school club again. I see. I feel bad for him. Still, I have my reasons for not joining. You two have decided to join, right? He appears before us again like he promised. 30 seconds after classes end for the day, he arrives in our classroom. Listen, all the other members of the Flying Circus club graduated, but if you guys join, we can regain our former strength. What do you say? He's pushing forward energetically, the guy's vigor incarnate, and we're losing ground in the face of that energy. Okay. I see. In that case, I'll give her some serious thought. Kirishina-san is shooting glances at me as she answers this question. Guess she's wondering what I'm going to do. I should give her my answer first. I'll take a deep breath before speaking up. Senpai. What is it? Hinata, if you have any questions, I'm happy to... Sorry to say, but I'm not joining your club. Huh? Again, sorry about that. I'll be on my way now. Hinata? Wait, Hinata-san. What? You really aren't going to join the Flying Circus club? Sorry, I just don't feel like it. But you seem to know a whole lot about Flying Circus, and during the match with Hinata-san, you... Kirishina-san tries to reason with me. Sorry. but I simply cut her off and walk away. Hinata-san. Huh? Later that day, I'm in my bed. I couldn't even work up an appetite, and after a light dinner, I'm just rolling around lazily. The only thought on my mind is what happened earlier today. I went out of my way to choose a school but didn't even have an FC club. After mulling over my thoughts for a while, I shoot up out of bed. Oh man, things get real dirty if we don't take care of them. I'm greeted by a pile of clutter upon opening a drawer on my shelf. There's a baseball that I've only used a single time. Also, I can see an outdated handheld gaming device. Why do I still have this stuff? Beats me, it's your stuff. I'm convinced there's some mechanism at work that gathers all the junk you don't care about into one place. Hey, that makes it easier for you then to get all of the junk out of the way. Not sure whether to call myself a pack rat or a sloth. I dig through the pile and finally found what I'm looking for. There it is. Then I pull out a box I haven't even opened in a very long time. And after that I place it on the table. Guess it's been collecting a lot of dust. I dust off the box a little before opening it. Inside, I found a pure white body with green lines. This was an extremely popular model in the past. I see that there are two things engraved onto them. Aoi-san's autograph and an important pledge. How many years has it been? My Flying Circus shoes. The performance of grav shoes have gone up since I last competed, making these shoes obsolete. Plus, they're way too small for me now. No, the real reason I can't wear these again is different. Simply staring at them has me feeling depressed. Never thought things would turn out like this. I let out a deep sigh before placing the shoes back in the box. If Senpai shows up again tomorrow, I'll turn him down flat. I'm positive that'll make him give up. Wow. However, I soon came to learn that there was something just as strong, or perhaps even stronger, than my resolve. Namely, Senpai's tenacity. Next day. Great. Wonderful. Okay folks, we're going to leave things off here then and come back to a scenario in the next time with his steely resolve still being there. Have a lovely day folks, and apologies for my really cringy commentary about when that match commenced. I just can't put that level of energy into it, otherwise I'll just be exhausted by the time this episode ends. But thank you so much for watching, and see you all in the next time of Aokana. Have a lovely day and take care of yourselves.